Get some volume and everything.
Oh, they'll start doing white balances and shit like that soon, wouldn't you? You don't know what white balances, do you?
No.
It's when you put the camera on against something that's white in the well lit area, so that it knows what that version of white is. So then that way you get a decent colour outlay and stuff like that. Because if your white balance is wrong, it can look washed out or it can look dark, but you may well not be. It's a thing.
So's that.
That's
Now remember, the
hello.
microphone is over there as well,
Yes.
somewhere. Can't believe we're doing this with a camera that's like that big.
Well, you do a lot of things with things that big, and
I don't do anything with anything that big.
no, is it not as big as that?
It's smaller.
28mm scale.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, not just 28mm, but it's the scale of.
Oh, woo, 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 woo. Yes, very funny. Morning.
Oh, pea straw.
And he's Parker.
And together we're
Idiots.
yes.
This
Yes,
is
we
just
are.
a little 5-second warm up to get our vocaling correct. And sucking guts in, obviously, because that's why we're sitting and talking like this.
Yeah.
Aren't we,
Yeah,
Tubby?
Yes. Yes. We were made unfortunately aware by the medium of film
That he's fat.
that I got fat.
Bullshooter!
Well, not quite that bad, but yeah, I've let myself. It's a little extra Christmas weight.
He's been put out to pasture!
Yeah, definitely ain't had to start, I'll tell you that much.
Right, enough.
Anyway.
Right, shall we just take a moment to compose? We'll start with
Why are we
we're doing what we do. Yeah, no, that's good. Okay, so should we have a little countdown just so we know where to edit it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
You do the two.
Thunderbirds, oh go! oh yeah, I know. Do it again.
1, 5, 4, 3.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Remember, enunciation.
Enunciation.
Hi guys, Straw,
Parker.
and we are,
The
as it says on the board, the Battlehammer.
Not the Warhammer, that's something completely different. Due to copyright infringement and stuff, we have no relation or affiliation with them.
No, boo hiss.
Yeah.
That's why we're called the Battlehammer. We
Yeah.
were technically going to be called something else. Long story,
Yeah.
cost money, can't be asked. Anywho,
So why are we doing this Battlehammer? Why are we doing that?
basically, because we've been gamers for a long time.
Long time.
Way back in the day when I got my first miniature,
Aye.
all those years ago, it was a Games Workshop dwarf on a metal base, 40 pence.
Which is like £1 million in today's money
Yeah, might
due
as
to
well be.
inflation.
We're basically doing this because there are parts of the rules that we're just generally not happy with.
Yeah. The rules are 40k. Just to
Yeah.
clarify that.
Not the rules of life, because God, we'd be here forever trying to fix that.
Yeah.
Literally ever. But basically, the whole Battlehammer, Battle Mallet is us. I ain't got a fucking clue what we're doing. Hold on. Momentarily.
Glass, please.
No. Morning.
So you're good. What's name? 4, 3. He's Straw.
And he's Parker. And we are
Idiots. The Battle Mallet.
idiots.
The Battlehammer idiots.
Yep. This whole blog and video stuff is something we've been wanting to do for a while, for several reasons. One, if every other idiot can be doing it on the internet, why can't we?
That's true.
and we are funnier. Although don't get me wrong, there are people out there doing great jobs of blogs and things like that, but we're funnier.
Well, hopefully.
Well, yeah. More importantly, the reason why we're doing this, the whole Battle Mallet thing, is us just trying to get the whole 40k rules running a little bit smoother and running the way that we as a group want to play the game.
Yeah. Over the years, you know, we've been playing 40k in various incarnations. I mean, I've been playing it since... Properly, I've been playing it since about second. You've probably been playing it since Rogue Trader.
Yes.
I did have a copy of Rogue Trader, but by the by, so some of the rules come in, some go out, and some of them just seem to not make a huge amount of sense. Some of them, you know, just nerf armies, and now, you know, with 2015, the way that war games have evolved over the years, generally speaking, has meant that the whole thing has become better, and yet Warhammer seems to be stuck in an old kind of you go, I go mentality. And when you've got things like Infinity that have got, you know, orders and turn-based AROs, and then you've got activation things for things like Drop Zone Commander, and then you're playing 40k and you've got, my guys are going to shoot all of your guys are going to stand there and get shot. and then you do that for 6 turns. It doesn't feel very dynamic, so we wanted to give it a bit of oomph, a bit of tactical acumen, if you will.
Good word.
Thanks.
Good word. No, so what we decided was, after I said we played lots of games, we really did enjoy the Lord of the Rings strategy game. It was just so much fun. So then all of a sudden it was one drunken afternoon when I'd already been playing with the idea of changing 40k in my head to the whole Lord of the Rings system, which meant a lot of paperwork. So in the end we thought, well, hold on, why can't we take bits from each of the systems that we like and just gel them all together, instead of having to change all the codexes for the Lord of the Rings, when all the codexes are already there and most of the stuff in them works. All we had to do was just try to jiggle it in the right place. And thus we decided to start using the priority phase.
Yeah, which for those of you who don't know, essentially it's the same sort of turn. You know, you have your movement, your psychic phase, your shooting phase and your assault phase, except rather than I have all of my turn and you have all of your turn, I move, you move, I psychic, you psychic, I shoot, you shoot, I assault, you assault. And strangely, that really changes the dynamic of the game. It means you're always kind of thinking, you're not just waiting and getting shot, because maybe you can move out of range before they can shoot you, or maybe you can move into combat, but then they get to shoot you whilst you're out in the open. But on the other hand, if you make it into combat, they won't get to. And we've found it's been a much more engaging game, because with 40k you can sit there, if you're playing 2,000 points, you're just waiting for your opponent to shoot you up.
Well, it's happened before when we've done one of the bigger games when we've got 3 people on each side. You know, you're 3,000 points on the table, and the minute the pizza comes out, that's it. You know, or he cracks open his first beer, that's it. You know, bosh, it all goes to pot. You know, but with this, you are, as Matt said, you are constantly thinking, you are constantly paying attention, because the dynamic of the battle changes so quickly. And it does change very quickly, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we found in the last game we've played, which you may be watching this before that, anyway, that, you know, kind of turn 1, 2, he'd won. By the end of the game, I'd won, but it really didn't feel, at any point did it feel one-sided.
No.
You always felt like you had a chance. The other one of the other main changes we made was to combat, which you took from Warhammer, when we used to play Warhammer, in that if you charge an enemy, they have different reactions. They can choose to shoot, they can choose to run away, or they can choose to stand there and take it.
Boom.
So effectively what we did was you decided that you can choose to stay and then you get snapshot, or you can choose to run away. Which is great. You know, if you're playing this little unit and you're going to get torn up by some Chaos Spawn,
you're not going to stand there, are you? You are going to run.
Yeah. And you want to have that choice, and it gives you the ability to think. However, in the same that it is in fantasy, once you're fleeing and you have to regroup. So if you've got leadership 7 or 8 and you don't regroup, maybe you run away from the table. So it's taking that chance. You know, will I get destroyed by this close combat unit, or is it worth it to run away and come back?
But things like Space Marines who know no fear, that rule will still work well for them, because they'll be able to do their usual thing of retreat for 1 turn, and then they sort themselves out because they are Space Marines.
Yeah, exactly right.
So that shouldn't make any difference.
No.
We changed the deep strike rules slightly. That's terrifying. I'm liking that. Basically, all we've done is we've turned around and said, if when you're rolling your dice for your deep strike, if they hit, that unit may assault that turn. Now you watch them demon players are now sitting there going, right, okay, I'm going to give everything icons and then nothing's going to scatter. Well, good luck to you. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know, having all of these demons bursting out of the warp and ripping you apart is part of the fluff. It's part of the story. It's part of the very essence of the game, as it were.
And because we've changed the way the turn sequence works, you think that's going to be really powerful, and it is powerful because they can land and they can assault. But because your priority, you'd have your movement phase, you land, but then you do your shooting phase, and so do they. So they can still land, they can still get shot at, and then they get to assault if they're still alive. So it's not quite as overpowered as you think. It may well be that as time goes on, we introduce it that say icons of chaos, so they don't scatter, but maybe we'll do something like you still have to roll to hit to see if they can assault.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Because that way it still gives you a bit of maybe, will they, won't they?
And because the forces of chaos are fickle. I like that.
I mean, that's just, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot being a demons player, but,
Can I shoot you in the foot?
You can pretend to.
Bang!
Ah! There you go.
We're actors as well, you can tell, can't you?
Yes. We have a great range.
Other things I noticed from yesterday's game, and this is another little thing that I've been thinking about, but I haven't had to mention it because no one else really uses lots of vehicles and things, but vehicle squadrons. Now, I can understand the principle if you're going to war and it's a huge battlefield that you're fighting over, that they vaguely stay in a squad. But on the table sizes we're playing on, really, why the hell should all 3 of my Lehman Russ battle tanks stay together? It wouldn't happen. They would split off in that area and pick out targets that are designated to them. They wouldn't go, oh, hold on, come over here and hold my hand.
No, that's true.
But all buggies I can understand being in small groups zipping about together, but then they would split off. I mean, my 3 salamanders yesterday, what the hell was the point of them being together? It doesn't make sense.
What the hell was the point of them at all?
Well, there was that. I'll tell you what the point of them was. To soak up 2 shots from your bastard basilisks.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, they have a 4-inch unit coherency, don't they, instead of a 2-inch?
No, in the oldie rules, it used to be 6.
I was thinking, maybe 6 or 8. Maybe that would help out a bit.
Because if they've got these great big vast explosions going off, they're not going to huddle themselves right next to each other, are they? Because well, if you get hit, I'm going to get blown up. See my point?
Yeah, maybe we could adapt that and call it 6 for a little while and see how it goes.
You want to see how 6 inches goes? Oh, that's just wrong. Wah, wah, wah.
Are there any other major changes we've adapted?
We changed the morale, didn't we? We brought morale in. So things that cause fear, I want to bring in the thing which is in the Warhammer system. You want to charge something that causes fear or terror, you make a leadership test. Yeah. If you fail it, you are not charging.
Yeah.
Simple as.
If you see a big gribbly demonic creature staring you down, you're not going to want to run up and say hello, try and shake his hand.
Tentacle,
his pseudopod. No, that's right. But we're adapting rules as we go on the fly. Hopefully there'll be eventually some sort of
bit of
paper with actual stuff written on it, semi-finished set of house rules.
What I'm looking forward to seeing is some of our other armies playing about.
Yeah.
I want to see how Hammett's bloody Raven Guard do with all their drop pods.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another thing. Sorry, viewers. Another thing that I was tempted to mention to you. The reserve rule. Okay. Well, you started turn 2, didn't you?
Yep.
And you rolled a dice. Well,
Yep.
not being funny, you've sorted your reserves out in advance. I'm not saying bring them all on, but you should be able to say, right, I want this. I would like this assault unit to turn up on turn 3. Not I want them on turn 2 or on. I want them to try it and turn up on turn 3. And then you roll.
Oh, so effectively you line them up.
You line them up. You say, right, well,
turn, this is going to come on turn 2.
Yeah, I want this one on turn 3. I want these as reserves to come on turn 5. Last gasp kind of thing. But then you still roll for the unit.
So you get more choice over when they arrive.
But there's still the chance they might, So with drop pods, say for example Hammett, and he has done this before. Don't say you haven't. Use like 6 drop pods. He should be able to say, right, this one's coming down on turn 1. These 2 are coming down on turn 2. These 2 on turn 3. Try it like that, but then he still has to roll for them. So even though he said, right, these 2 are coming down on turn 2, they might not make it.
Yeah.
They might not come down until turn 3. In which case, if it works out well for him, he gets 4 turning up on that turn.
Yeah, that's a good point. I quite like that.
Go me, an idea.
Yeah, an idea.
Who said drinking was bad for you?
I think all of the medical profession.
Well, tell that to the people that produce the stuff.
I think it might be the World Health Organisation. I think
World Health Organisation. That sounds like it's been made up by the people that try to sell you fruit and veg. You have to eat 5 fruit and veg a day. Did our ancestors do that? Did Caveman McMonty go running out first thing in the morning and go, oh, I fancy a nice big cabbage? Did he fuck you? Went out for a mammoth steak?
Let's not get on a heavy anthropological discussion.
Anthropological?
It's a word. I didn't make it up.
So it's balls, but we're not going into that.
No.
So, what else?
I think, the other key thing I think we're looking at forward playing other armies, because at the moment this is very early stages. We've literally played a couple of games with the armies that we use. I mean, I play Traitor Guard with Demon Allies, so they're going to react a certain way. Obviously I've got demons, so the deep strike affects them. Morale checks we do have to make. When it comes to things like Space Marines who don't have to make morale checks, could it be that then doesn't, it makes them too overpowered? But we'll find out.
Then again, I'm not being funny, Space Marines are meant to be hard.
Yeah, but they're already...
No, they're not. I don't think they are. I don't think Terminator armour is anywhere near as hard as it should be.
Tell Stick that with his Grey Knights.
Oh, because he's lucky with his dice rolls. I mean, I remember the days, and you remember them too, viewers, and don't say you don't, unless you're like a squig. Oh, they're not going to understand the concept of squig, are they? Right, squigs are orky little beasties. However, it's also the name that we, as older, maturer players, give to the grotty little youngsters that attempt to play this game. They're all squeaky and they're squigs. Okay? So
not that we want to, disband a whole demographic from our viewing.
No, if you're a squig, hello, how are you doing? Hello. Now you see, you've completely thrown me off my train of thought.
You started talking about squigs.
Where were we? We'll edit this bit out because we haven't got a fucking clue what we're talking about now.
We were here.
What were we talking about?
Different people playing different games. And then you were saying Space Marines weren't overpowered, and I said they were. And then you said, oh yeah, but Space Marines are supposed to be overpowered.
Terminator armour. In the oldie days, it used to be 2d6 save, didn't it?
Yeah, 2d6. Was it 3 up on 2d6?
Yeah, those were the days. But then you'd hit them with a las cannon, a -9.
-9.
Save modifiers.
Yeah.
Oh, I want those days back. I love save modifiers. I still get confused over the AP, for Christ's sake. And rapid fire weapons and assault weapons. I mean, what?
The problem that we've got is that we're old. Well, he's old and I'm nearly old. So as these new editions come out and ideas change, you kind of want things to play a certain way. You want it to have that same feeling that it used to have, whether it be morale, whether it be combat, whether it be this, whether it be that. And then a new edition comes out and all the rules change. And whilst on the one hand you want to keep up, on the other hand you want to play the game that you always wanted to play. And there's the argument that if you always wanted to play second edition, as I'm sure some people still play second edition, you still want to be able to keep up with what's going on. So with what we're doing with Battlehammer is all the current codexes, all the current rules work, but we're just keeping those elements of the game that we want to keep and changing the elements that we want to change without it having to go back to a whole different thing. You know, if a new codex comes out tomorrow,
it'll fit with us.
It'll fit because we're still playing effectively seventh edition.
7 point.
Yeah,
something.
7 point whatever.
But that's the way it is. It's not like we're saying the rules are fundamentally broken, because they are. It's just that we want something slightly different. And I know there are other groups out there that have their own house rules. I mean, we have other house rules. You're not allowed to come in the house unless you bring me a present. Parker's not allowed to come in. Full stop.
True.
But we just want it to. We just want it to go back and be the game that we all know and love, which technically it never really has been, because there's always been something somewhere that just lets it down. I mean, the fluff in the background is ball-breakingly beautiful. There is no way you can deny that. But and the figures are beautiful as well. But the whole way they do things just sometimes leaves you feeling soulless.
Yeah, we don't want to stop playing 40k. We just want to play it how we want to play it.
And what we're doing is we're sharing that with you,
dear viewers,
both of you in Reading. Thank you for watching.
I think it would be nice if anyone who is watching sent in their own house rules or
that'd
put
be
their own
great.
house rules in the comments. If there's anything,
send them there.
Yeah.
There's also the Facebook thing and the Twitter thing and the small goldfish called Brian thing.
Yeah.
But you know, we're doing this because gamers in general are just nice, wonderful, cuddly people. Some of them are more cuddlier than the rest of us. But
some of them are nicer than the rest of us.
That's true. But we just want, you know, we're just reaching out. We're just saying hi. This is us. This is what we do. We're now going to have a quick pause for a pee break. Not together, obviously. And then when we come back in part 2, we shall be talking about, what should we talk about next? Oh, let's talk about how we ruined Zombicide.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do next.
Kind of leads up to what we were doing, really, as well.
Yes, it's their fault. So find them and blame them, and then get them to send me a Sheldon, because I need a Sheldon.
He does need a Sheldon.
I do need a Sheldon. Ooh, that could come out really wrong. Okay, guys. Cheers for watching the first part. That really dragged on for a while, but it's all part of the fun, because then we'll chop it up with editing later when we know how. But that'll be thanks to the unique way the BBC's funded, because they'll be helping us.
It's funded by people who pay tax.
By me? Oh, by me.
No, the people who pay their licensing fees.
Can't you just get a job and get the hell out of my life?
No. Tried that.
See you in part 2, people.
Laters.
Laters.
That's silly.
That would have been a cunning flashback.